Hello, welcome to the 10 at 10 opportunity call. I want to introduce a guest speaker we have here tonight. It's the one and only Hunter, Mr. Crypto. Take her away.
Hi, Steve. Great to be here tonight. I'm actually just handling the pre-show tonight since tonight's basically going to be a double header. After the pre-show, it's going to be Mofo Money in the House. But for the pre-show, I decided I want to do a bit of technical training, and I'm going to be going over one particular problem that a lot of sponsors and a lot of onboarders seem to be having with their referrals, in that their referrals often fund their MetaMask wallets on the wrong network. So to demonstrate, I'm going to act as a new referral, and Steve Thompson is going to be my sponsor. So, hi again, Steve. How are you?
Good, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good, doing good. Hey, I got my MetaMask vaults funded. I got the email from Gemini that said my funds got moved over, and I should be ready to get rolling on the next part of this if you want to take a look.
Yeah, let's do.
All right, let me share my screen here. All right, can you see my screen?
I can.
All right, so I'm going to open MetaMask. This is in the way. Oh, where's my USDT?
Yeah.
It said hang on, I got check where. Oh, it's in the Ethereum mainnet. All right, people. So here's what happened, and thank you very much, Steve, for helping out with that demonstration. So here's what happened, folks. Often the way this happens is that people who either are watching crypto tutorials from something other than what we're doing, or know about crypto from somewhere else, don't know that there are multiple chains on MetaMask, and they just assume that anywhere they have an exchange is going to support what they need. And that's just unfortunately not the case. What we need is USDT and BNB on the Binance Smart Chain. Now, the issue with that is that most major exchanges, whether you're talking about Coinbase, Kraken, Gemini, or others, most of them do not support the Binance Smart Chain whatsoever. They mainly support the Ethereum mainnet chain. In fact, I think one of the only ones that does support the Binance Smart Chain is, well, Binance themselves. So that's one of the main ways that that common problem happens. Now, the question is, how do you avoid that problem happening? Well, the first way to avoid that problem happening is to make sure that your referrals get their USDT as well as their BNB and the other coins they need from a source that supports the Binance Smart Chain, like either in Binance itself if you want to use a major exchange, or within MetaMask, you can also use the buy and sell feature here. And then that will give you options to on ramps from fiats like the US dollar, the euro, or any other currency to the Binance chain, and more specifically, the BNB currency. So you can continue with whatever option you have available, let's say Transask, and you can go through the process to buy BNB and then do some swaps. But let's say you might want to do another method, like for example, I I kind of forgot where I was going with this, but I'll try to get it back. So basically, that's the main way that you would keep the problem from happening in the first place, because how you would solve the problem after it happens means incurring some fees. So an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, is always said. Can we all agree with that? An ounce of prevention is
Mhm.
worth a pound of cure.
Yes.
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 Yeah. Hunter, could I say something? I think what happens also is people try to transfer USDT to the wallet and through the BNB chain, and then it's not on the same blockchain, and they get messed up like that too.
That can happen. That absolutely can happen, and I've seen that happen quite a few times. So now here's the question of how do we solve the problem after it's already happened? Because odds are good you might be listening to this and watching me when you've already had this happen to you. So one of the first things you want to do is, in the case of if your USDT is on the Ethereum chain, you want to make sure that you had some Ethereum for gas fees. Now, if you don't have Ethereum, you can either buy some, say $15, $20 worth, wherever you bought your USDT from, or you can see if your sponsor might have some that they might be willing to send to you if you Zelle or bank transfer to them, or however you two want to work that out. All right, so that's step one, and we're going to assume that's already happened with Steve here. So Steve, you remember I sent you some Zelle money a while back, and you ended up sending me some Ethereum, right?
That's correct.
And thank you very much for doing that. So next up, we want to do a cross-chain swap. Now you can use MetaMask's built-in bridging service
Did you
that
get it?
connects with their third-party APIs. You can do this, but I do not recommend you do this because MetaMask implementation of bridging functionality really isn't that good. It takes a long time and it takes a lot in fees, more so than any other method of solving this. So only do that if you really have no other option, basically. So how we would do this is using a cross-chain swap tool. Now, the one I like to use usually is a tool called SimpleSwap. The URL for that is simpleswap.io, and I'll copy a link to sign up for an account when I get done with my demo here. All right, so simpleswap.io supports numerous chains as well as the Ethereum and the Binance Smart Chain. So it's easy enough to make a swap from one chain to the other chain. So for that, I'm going to first go to where it says USend. And right now it's saying USDT BSC for me, but I'm going to click on that. Type in USDT, wait for it to load the options. And for USDT on the Ethereum blockchain, it's usually going to be the first option available to you. So Tether USD Ethereum, like you can see right here. So put that in the USend. And where it says ETH right now, I'm going to click there.
Okay.
Type in USDT again. And then I'm going to click on USDT BSC because I want Tether on the Binance Smart Chain. Then I'm going to check and see how much USDT I have on the Ethereum chain. 34.56559. So I'm going to put 34 in the USend box here because that's how much I'm going to be sending to get USDT on the Binance Smart Chain. And you see it gives me a quote for how much USDT on the Binance Smart Chain I'm going to get. You see it takes a fair bit amount in fees. This is what I'm talking about, and that you want to try and make sure this problem doesn't happen in the first place. And if it does happen, you might want to put a bit extra in your wallet to cover fees. But this is just a demonstration, so I'm going to move on to exchange when it lets me. Okay, now the next step is to get my USDT tether address on the Binance Smart Chain. That's just going to be your regular Binance Smart Chain address. So I'm going to switch over to the BNB chain and MetaMask, and then copy my address from up here and paste it over here. All right, then I'm going to click create an exchange. Exchange is being created. All right, now I'm going to go back to the Ethereum mainnet in MetaMask. Then I'm going to copy this deposit address to my clipboard. Shows as copied. So I'm going to open up MetaMask again, go down to USDT and click on it. Click send. Then I'm going to paste in the address that I have copied to the clipboard. You may or may not want to double check that you have the right address. Just do a quick check that some of the letters and numbers seem right. And then I'm going to put the deposit amount in the amount, in this case 34. Then I'm going to click next. Make sure I have enough in gas. It looks like I do. This is why I needed Ethereum, because it's costing $1.03 worth of Ethereum to do this transaction right now. Now I'm going to click confirm and do a bit of a waiting game while MetaMask submits the transaction. Usually MetaMask has been a bit faster over the past little while, but that may or may not be the case depending on whenever you're viewing this video. Shows estimated completion in about 17 seconds. So from then on, it'll be out of my hands and we'll be watching Simple Swap. Just waiting for it to complete. All right, transaction is complete. I'm going to click View Activity, and it shows that USDT was sent. Now, Simple Swap doesn't see it yet, but that's okay. Usually I was gonna say, usually it takes one or two confirmations before Simple Swap sees it, but it saw it pretty quickly. So now it's going to wait for the transaction to get some more confirmations before Simple Swap rules the transaction is fully confirmed. Meantime, while we're waiting on that, I'm going to pull up the transaction on Etherscan so y'all can see that it was broadcast and it has confirmations. And I'll put this in the chat for anyone else who wants to watch alongside me. This is in the way. All right, now I'm going to refresh. It's got 8 block confirmations, so I'm going back to simple swap. The Ethereum network can run pretty slow at times, so you can expect to be prepared to be sitting here for anywhere from 5 minutes to I've had sometimes take upwards of more than an hour, although I certainly hope that's nowhere near how long it takes here. So after a simple swap sees enough confirmations to rule the transaction is confirmed, it's going to go ahead and do the exchange. In this case, from USDT on the Ethereum chain to USDT on the Binance Smart Chain. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the BNB chain so I can be waiting for that. All right, Simple Swap has seen enough confirmations on the blockchain to rule the transaction is being confirmed. So now it's going to do the exchange. Yeah, usually this doesn't take too long, maybe just a couple minutes. And while we're waiting on this, does anyone have any questions or anything they might want to have answered or anything of that sort?
I have to say
No?
that you're a good referral.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Better than average.
My high school guidance counselor said that about me, better than average. All right, so Simple Swap has done the exchange and it's sending the coins. A lot of times when you see this, you might even see the coins in your wallet right then. So I'm going to check MetaMask and my USDT is there on the Binance Smart Chain. One thing you also need to note is that to get into pool funding, you also need to get some BNB. So you may want to do another swap to get some BNB, or whatever you might want to do. You can use your USDT balance for that. Just click on USDT like I just did and click swap. And let's say we want to put $10 into USDT. Wait, actually, we can't do that because we don't have any BNB for gas. So you may or may not want to get that from another chain that you have Ethereum or anything else from, or you may want to ask your sponsor to send you some and you Zelle them, or however you want to resolve that between yourselves. But all in all, I'd say we did a pretty good job of fixing the main problem that we were having. So that's good. Now I'm going to stop the screen share. And that more or less fixes the problem that we're having with some people having their USDT on the wrong chain. So any thoughts, questions, anything of the sort before I turn it over to Mofo?
I have a question, Hunter. This is Matt.
Hello, Matt.
Uh,
Go ahead.
if you have some Bitcoin on, say, like crypto.com and you wanted to convert it to BNB on crypto.com, there's no issue there, is there? That you know of?
No, there's no issue there. It's just that crypto.com is one of those exchanges that likes to keep your crypto for a little longer before it lets you send it to an address. So
Yes.
after you add your BNB address to crypto.com, it's going to take 24 hours or so before crypto.com lets you send out that address.
Okay. I mean, I've had no
And it's-
problems sending BNB to, I bought BNB on it and sent it to my MetaMask wallet with very little problems, really. I haven't tried to swap some Bitcoin for that, but it
But
shouldn't be an
yes,
issue.
it's absolutely possible, and I actually did that with Donna not too long ago. So yes, it's absolutely possible.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Very true.
Anyone else? Anyone
Thank you.
else?
Thank you, Hunter. That very true.
You're welcome.
Mhm.
Great presentation, Hunter. Thank you.
Oh, yes. Great
All right.
explanations.
Awesome one there. And
All righty, I'm going to turn it over to Mofo in a sec. If there's no other comments or questions. Anyone?
Hi, Hunter. Robert here.
Hi, Robert.
Yeah, I have the same question. I can't remember his name. I have the Trust Wallet, and I'm not able to get turn Bitcoin into BNB.
Here, so I made my ground monster video. I started by doing a quick test to see if my concept would work.
I'm in the middle of something, I guess. So
Yeah,
with the
well,
swap,
someone who tends to have their mic turned off.
oh,
Anyway, so Trust Vault is a Web3 vault. So you may or may not want to go through this similar process that I outlined in this presentation, except you just might want to switch out terms from USDT to Bitcoin to BNB. But
Yeah,
if you'd
well,
like, you can find me on Telegram after this is over, or maybe tomorrow, and we can talk about that.
okay. Okay. Thank you, Hunter. Appreciate it.
Alrighty.
Hunter,
Yeah.
I had the same question
okay.
how you do that he just had, because I got some Bitcoin over there in the Trust Wallet. I've been trying to see if I could get it over into the MetaMask, but I hadn't been successful with it.
And you absolutely can if you do a swap first, but you can't send just straight up BTC over to MetaMask because MetaMask doesn't support Bitcoin.
Okay. So I have to swap it to the BNB, then send it.
Right, right.
Okay. All right, appreciate it. Good presentation.
Note that MetaMask has been talking about adding support for Bitcoin, so depending on when you're watching this video, that may or may not already be the case. That may be something you might have to check for yourself. Anyway, anyone else? Going once? Going twice? All right, I'm going to now hand it off to Mofo Money, one of our fine onboarders. Take it away, Mofo.
thanks so much. Can you get me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Hunter, for such a great tune. I think everyone has gotten to understand how once they go through that loophole of initially converting their money to Ethereum chain, they can go about bringing it back to the Binance Smart Chain. I believe that with the training we did a lot of time, most people will understand that it's not good or appropriate to go through the Ethereum chain before going back to the Binance Smart Chain. So it's better to go straight to Binance Smart Chain with BNB, because from BNB now you can convert to USDT and spread the budget all around all your accounts, and you're ready to go. Okay, thank you everyone. I know most of us here don't know me personally. Today, I'm going to be the one to talk about my experience in pool funding. Nothing changes if nothing changes. The reality for me in pool funding, I'm going to be exposing to you, and somebody even said in the opportunity training today to ACE that somebody is coming from Africa that is having a considerable amount in pool funding why such, and how has it come around to be at that level. I'll be showing you and I'll be explaining to you how all this work out until here. Right now, before I talk about that, who is Mofo Money and how did I come around with the name Mofo Money? I know for Americans, the name Mofo is a whole talk. People always ask me, why do you allow yourself to be called Mofo? It's the name that my parents gave to me. And here, the meaning of that name is quite different from the meaning you have Mofo in the Western world. Mofo here means this Fon here means a chief. Mufo means the son of a chief, so we can say a prince. So that is the meaning of Mufo. Mufo is born in a country called Cameroon. I know maybe many of us may not know Cameroon. Cameroon is a country, a little country in the central of Africa. And being a bilingual country, I was born in the English zone, which is the minority part of the country. And we are right now in a tribal war between the French zone. So Mufo went through secondary education properly, and I speak both languages. I speak both French and English, and I major more in English than French. So French is my second language, and I try to speak both languages very well, since Cameroon is just a bilingual country like Canada. So how did I come across pool funding, and how did I go along to grow with pool funding until where we are today, of which we are enlarging to move to the $100 pool and later on the $1,000 pool. I was proposed to pool funding in November, and before that, I came across cryptocurrency in 2017 when I left the university, and I was not so interested, but my friends talked to me about, and I'm somebody that do a lot of research. I learned a lot online, just like Hunter was sharing with you. And I went to do my research. I learned a lot with YouTube videos and Google. So most of the things that I know today and I'm going around with, I've learned them personally as far as crypto is concerned and the advancement of crypto. When I discovered that crypto was something that is the future and it's something that I was not taught in school, and it's something that was so amazing for me, I decided to give up all I was doing because I did finance studies, doing legal accounting with a firm, and I left everything to get focused in crypto. So when I came across pool funding in November 2023, once I got the idea of money, which has to do with the velocity of money changing hands, permitting everyone that participate into the pool to have funding that they can use in order to pay their debts, in order to iron out their ordinary day bills, or in order to realize achievements that they have kept for themselves. I said, wow, having fundings that you are not going to pay back, how can this be really true? So I approached the people that talked to me, and I went in to see the promoter, which is Ace, and I tried to talk it out. And it happens that there was one business that we have come to work together in need. And he presented the idea to me. I said, wow, this idea is very interesting. And since I'm already online, I share it all around with the friends that are around and with the others that were not aware of the opportunity. And that is how we started doing the opportunity. I would tell you that virtually with pool funding, when I started January, with a couple of 2 to 3 weeks, I grew my community so large that I think we have the group that we had was such a very heavy growth. And here is my pool funding account of my first pool funding account for $10. Here is 8,430. Ace was saying he's virtually in front of you. And how does this money come all along here is what I'm going to explain detailedly. And that is my experience in pool funding. So if you come right here and look at the stats, the statistics right here, you're going to get to the initial date in which I came on board, which is around 2023 at 11:35. That is when I came on board. So when I got the understanding on how pool funding functions for the first 3 days of which I got my qualification, and what I will tell you, I have my 4 referrals here. They are independent. I don't have sub accounts. These are independent individuals. And one, I understood how pool funding function as we do with the onboarding. By then, we didn't have onboarders. So you needed to understand from the first instance how you will lead along and how you need to do it and get it well understood. So I'm a fast learner. Once I learn something only once, I can go with it. I can repeat it several times. So I get on board, and when I recycle for the first 3 days and I get qualified and receiving $10 every day. The thing with the 2 years, $10, $20, and $10 recycling and left with $10. I was so excited. So I was showing it to everyone. My secret to grow so fast was that I take my presentation that is here, right here. I just show you, do you want to participate in a system that will permit you to have fundings that you will not pay back daily after your qualification? And they will ask me, I will just demonstrate on what I have on my board, on the pool funding board here. And we are going to help them to understand. And before you know it, since I came on board, I understood the mechanism, we will run to bring them on board. I think we have a Telegram group that grew very fast to about, we're almost getting to 100 numbers. Let me try to show that account to you. Pool Funding Africa is where we started, and we were doing our best all the time to teach these people the same thing. I think Karen did a good training yesterday, which he said the best way to do this business is to gather and sort. So we explain it to the people that were with us, and we try to focus on those who were really going with us, and we help them to understand how it works. And that is how we grew so fastly. So the reality for pool funding is just to explain it plainly as it is to everyone. Those who are interested are going to really see the importance of it and come on board. I don't know, how is this thing presented right here, right now? Okay, here we go. So here is the pool. This is Pool Funding Africa. You can see we have up to 112 members, and these 112 members are the members that participate, and most are Frenchly speaking. So the trainings that we're doing here are Frenchly speaking. And one thing that I did is that since the first week that I came on board Pool Funding, I was doing trainings every day like Ace, but not explaining the same things like Ace. Ace is so grounded in internet business, and he's so grounded in the way he does his things. And I was just trying to teach everyone that was coming on board. As he says, the best of this is communication. I teach them what I get from the training, and I try to show them everything that is taken on in the training. And that is how everybody that comes in would understand what I'm doing, because I was basically translating from English to French and giving them the go ahead and permitting them to understand. With the holder knot, I think they cut the holder knot quickly, because I really took time since our crypto domain. I know what it means to hold a currency, because a currency like PFB was launched in front of me. And the initial launch, ASTOS was around, I think it was 2,500 by that time. We couldn't buy much because it was not easy for us. We bought what we buy. And from there, that is how we gradually pull along. But what has really made it tick for me in pool funding of Untrue, I've grown to the level is on which I am today is that I've never give up. For me, I have this tendency that once you have a project in which is like that of pool funding, what you need to do is to really understand what is going on and stick on and be consistent in doing the job. I do not more do meetings now like I used to do them, but I keep letting my downlines to know or my referrals to know what is going on. As they bring their own referrals, I help them to bring them on board. You can see these are the meetings that we used to have most of the time. So close collaboration and close communication with these referrals is what has made them to be on and maintain themselves on and permit us to grow. It's true that alongside once we had difficulties with the $10 pool funding was not more so the regular, it was keeping days. Many never had enough funds to sustain the accounts. So some dropped. So that is what made us to have a little number continuing, but the few that left and were continuing before things became so natural as they are today, we have just a limited period of less than 48 hours to have the pool of $10 recycled, which is something very interesting. We are benefiting from that. So this value grow from hard work, as Ace have been saying, it consistency in doing what we're doing, as far as knowing what pool funding is all about and duplicating the same information. And this is really an opportunity that I may say I would die with it because it's really an extraordinary one. I've never seen such an opportunity in the crypto space like this one, despite the fact that I'm really a little bit grounded to my level as far as the crypto space is concerned. But this opportunity really makes it a particular. What makes it really particular, if somebody would have asked me, is that you have your money daily with you in your MetaMask at your disposal that you can use for whatsoever. Somebody was asking the question, how can we remove money? I think Hunter, if Hunter would have extended his training, he would have definitely showed us that the way you bought your money using your credit card, you can still withdraw your money using your credit card or send it to your bank account and all whatnot. But for us right here in Cameroon, where we have access to Binance, we just send it to Binance and we send it to our different credit cards in a sort of money that we use, which we call mobile money on our phones. And it's directly just like the APS and the cards that you can use with the vendors all around. So there is this reason of having your money with you and of which you can dispose of it at any time, which was really mind-blowing. And this is the main reason that most people will come on board, because other businesses, people will ask you to hold your money for a period of time, maybe 7 days, 21 days, and all whatnot. And at times you want to really even have your money, but you will not have it. The next thing, which was also very interesting with pool funding, is that everyone has only one thing to do. And this has to do with the timer. And as I was telling Lisa yesterday, what I was exposed today, I was saying I will also talk about little issues around pool funding. This timer that is here, this timer was initially 20 hours. It was not even, not 24 hours, pardon. And the 30 minute was added to it. And what makes me to, and my reference to have keep on is that what? I have 3 alarm clocks that I've set for my timer. I have the initial alarm for the first 30 minutes, the second 30 minutes, and the last 30 minutes. Means that the last 1 hour, 30 minutes to the expiration of my creepy time, I make sure that each 30 minutes I'm alerted to the last 30 minutes to know that the last 30 minutes is the margin of which I need to recycle. And what I've done is that all my downlines, I've helped them to set their alarm clocks, and also permitted them to know that if it happens that they do not have their assurance in place, they can come up and do it maybe at the last 30 minutes, before the last 30 minutes, or at the day at the last 30 minutes, or maybe because at times for us where we are, we have and at times difficult for us to recycle. So you need to do it 1 hour or 1 hour 30 minutes before time gradually in order to do it properly and to see if there is any difficulty, you can quickly adjust without any problem. And then the second issue to go about is the communication issue, as I talked to you about. You can see here power. This is my wife. Luciano is one of my friends. We communicate every day. The day they are unable to recycle, of which the funds have not come to them, they communicate to me hours before, or minimum an hour before, and I will help them to sustain them. I think he did a training on this, which he called, I think he did a training. I can't remember the name he gave for that training, but he did a training where he explained that the sponsor should always take care of the referrer because the sponsor pay more than the pool. So I understood quickly this strategy, and I always take care of my referrers and make sure that 1 hour or 30 minutes before the recycling time, if you don't have funds, let me know and I will send funds to you. You recycle, and it permit me also to recycle and permit me to keep the most important thing in pool funding, which is your qualification. Your qualification is the most interesting thing that you should not joke with. And the only thing for pool funding, which is an activity for a 24-hour period, is only to recycle at the appropriate time and you're done for the day. It's not a tedious job. So those are the little criteria that really make me to understand that if I focus on these little criteria and make sure that we respect this every day and make sure that we do it at the appropriate time, we are definitely going to make it gradually as we pull along with our experience in pool funding and definitely earn as we go on. And not to lie to you, this morning has been so useful, so helpful to me as in the part of the world where we are. And I'm looking forward to still really make it grow more than this and make it to really be more to help and realize many other things that we couldn't. And that is why with the $1 pool, we did a whole sensitization, and we are trying to grow the $1 pool because the $1 pool is at the a meeting point of everyone that can participate because it's not so huge. And also, we are also permitting a lot of people to come on board that don't have the $30 budget in order to start the $1 pool initially. So they will be on the pool match me area. You're going to have them. But it's so unfortunate that you will have some that will be speaking French. So I don't know. We are still going to see how we're going to work that out because I have a new onboarder who's also speaking French that's going with me. He's from another country, Ivory Coast. I think he's Queba Innocent. He speaks both languages too. We are going to be working together to see that we make it possible for those who are speaking French and have English as second language, we can communicate best in order to move forward. The last thing, but not the least, I don't want to take much time since we had not a long session. Hold on. The last thing I want to talk about, which is really also very important for members of pool funding, is the gadget you're using. Me, as I can say, I can find my way quickly through everything that is tech. I can Google, I can YouTube and try to understand how it works. What I did is that I have my pool funding both on my Android phone and on my computer. What I'm showing you on my computer right now, I can show you the same thing on my phone. And I use what is common parallel space in order, because with the phone, you can easily manipulate and easily, it's possible wherever you go, you can do it. And since we have issues on internet at times, you are aware there is no internet, or you can move to where there is internet and you have your recycling done. So my advice, which has to do with issue also to members of pool funding, is that if you have it difficult to have your computer with you all the time, look for parallel space in Android or your app store and try to create call your MetaMask, because there you do not create a new MetaMask, you call it, and you take the link of pool funding, not this link that is here at the menu bar, but this registration referral link, and you put it in the navigator area of the MetaMask, and it would definitely call back your wallet. And what is on your Android phone will be the same as what is on your computer, and you can decide to do your recycling every day, either on your phone, on your iPad, or on your computer. So I think that is one of the thing that also has permitted us not to have to miss out on recycling on pool funding. So not taking much of our time, and knowing that we are really coming from a long, lengthy opportunity training, I think this is how I've been working out with pool funding, and I definitely stand also as on border and to help with the experience that I have, and to permit everyone that have the possibility to help you have a great experience with pool funding, and definitely make your dreams come true with the realities of which pool funding is to share to all of us. We really definitely want to move to the $100 and the $1,000 pool. I know that is where it sounds more interesting to the West world, but we are already making our day here. We are so glad. So getting to the 100 and 1,000 definitely be something very, very interesting for all of us. I think I can drop here, and I thank you very much for your listening, and I thank you for your attendance. Back to you, Hunter, and thank you very much for support.
Thank you very much, Mofo. You certainly made it quite interesting, and it's always quite enjoyable to watch you work. I can definitely say that much.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Wow. Okay, if there are questions or some points that people want to ask, you're free. If not, we have really been working hard today. We can call it for the day. For me, it's right getting to 3:30 a.m. in the morning. So it's sacrifice to be up at this time every day to do, and it's worth it, because pool funding is permitting me to smile. Okay.
I wish I could shake your hand right now.
Okay. Great.
All righty. If anyone have any comments or questions for Mofo?
Mofo, I just can't believe you get up at 2:33 in the morning to do this. It's amazing.
Yeah, I've been doing it since he started training. I know he's really great with his training. I don't want to miss any of his training. Though that not every day I have the same concentration, but I do it every day. It's already part of my timing. Yeah.
Well, I hope you get back to sleep quickly.
Yeah. It's just that I get up a little bit late. I'll get up at 8:30 or 9 before going to work. Yeah.
Very good.
Yep.
Thank you, Mofo.
Yeah, that was very good.
Okay, thank you. Okay, if there are no questions, Hunter, we can close for today.
All righty,
Can
guys.
die.
No questions. Going once, going twice. And I'll stop the recording here. Thank you very much for joining, everyone. We can all unmute and say bye for now.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Have a good sleep,
Bye.
Mofo.
See you later.
Yeah.
Bye. Thank you,
Adios, amigos.
Mofo.
Adios, amigos.
Great job, Mofo.
Thanks.
Thank you.